Yo, it's another Creaky Gamers production. Good luck.
Okay, g'day viewers. Welcome to round two of my little battle reports from the Exiles Wargaming Club and with our Play All Nice with Our Toys comp system. And round two, we're playing King of the Hill. I think we stuffed up the deployment because we only deployed 12 in. But anyway, and I digress here because I'm playing against Empire and I found some photos of my old Empire army, which I sold probably about 20 years ago. There's Grandmaster Keitha-Hoffen. It was lots of metal models, lots of Sisters of Sigmar and Teutonic Guard. I think they only just came out then. And there's some militia, lots of knights, and I think these guys had just come out then as well. And that's von Keitha-Hoffen on his war altar. Plenty of knights and Sisters of Sigmar and stuff. Anyway, they're long gone now. I can't remember where they went, but they might have gone to Queensland or something. But anyway, they were sold 20 years ago. So let's have a look at today's army. So this is a modern Empire army, Captain of the Empire, and he's got a General of the Empire with an Ogre Blade and Ring of Tal and a pistol. And then he's got a level 3 and a level 2, two level 2s. Demonology and Battle Magic and Demonology on the level 3. Then he's got some Knights who are stubborn, some handgunners, and then a big block of veteran state troops, big block of great swords, a great cannon, and a Hellblaster volley gun. So we'll just have a look at his army. Very nicely painted. He's fairly new player, only played a handful of games. There's his Knights. His Knights were... no banner, but they were stubborn, so that caught me out. Champion and Muso. There's the big block of great swords. That's his general in the corner with the Ogre Blade and the Ring of Tal, which is... Anyway, I think he had Hammerhand in that. It's a bound item. I'd never seen it before. These wizards on the other corner. I think that's his level 3. And that's his general. He's pointing out there, I think. Yep, and some Ogre... rank fillers. I think whatever banner it is, might be his battle standard was in there as well. There's the veteran state troops, and he's got a battle mage in there, I think, and they've got the Griffin banner. So we're playing King of the Hill, so he's just going to get those infantry up on the hill straight away. That might be his battle standard. His battle standard's in with them. Yep. And anyway, I can't remember all the exact things, but there's two big blocks of infantry. Unfortunately, under this scoring system, the great swords can't score the objective, which is a bummer. Same with my Black Orcs. There's his handgunners, and then a level 2 wizard out there, and there was his baggage out the back there as well. That's his level 2 with demonology, and his nice baggage out there as well. And so the scenario is to get on that hill in the middle. So he's going to rush up. So we're going to be fighting over that hill. So there's all the boys. Like I said, we deployed a little bit 2 inches too far back. Black Orcs are stuck there behind some of the Arab boys. There's my list you can have a look at. So the Great Keith on his Wyvern, and big block of Black Orcs, 2 big blocks of Night Goblins, 2 units of 20 Orcs with Warbows and a Doom Diver and a Catapult, a Rock Lobber, and some Squig Hoppers. And you can see that's the Razor standard. I spent too many points on standard. So I've got a War Banner in one of the Night Goblin units, and the other ones have got the Spider Banner. All right, so this is turn 1. So he moved his Knights up too far, and he countercharged the Great Keith. And the Great Keith slayed the champion, but the Knights were stubborn, so I couldn't break them anyway. And I think he used Arcane Urgency to get up on the hill. So his big block of veteran state troops are up on the hill. He hadn't faced fanatics before, and I'm just going to charge up that hill there. I'm going to go for it, send in the Expendables, the Night Goblins, with their fanatics and try and whittle down his veteran state troops. But he's done well. He's scoring early on. You've got to get on that hill with this scenario. It's cumulative scoring, which once you get a bit of a head start, it's game over if you don't try and get on that hill, because it's 100 points a turn. Anyway, so turn 2, I put all the fanatics out there and they go through his state troops and make a bit of a mess of them. And then the Night Goblins are going to take them on. He's got the Great Swords are coming up as well. And my Hoppers are going after his Handgunners and his Wizards. So the Hoppers have shot up here. And the Hoppers are pretty good. I should run more of them, although I do prefer just having big blocks of infantry and stuff now. But yeah, they've done okay, the Hoppers, in the last game and in this game. And then his Cannon and his Hellblaster shooting at my Night Goblins here. I think his Cannon took out my Doom Diver. That's what his Cannon on the hill just shot my Doom Diver. I should have put the Doom Diver out of line of sight because easy prey, easy 95 points for him, killing the Doom Diver with the Cannon. Lost 3 of the Hoppers, but they're going to go after his Wizard because his Wizard didn't move away. So they're going to go after his Wizard and then into the Handgunners. So the Hoppers did pretty well this game. The Great Keith eventually finishes off the Knights. Here we are. So I lost the Hellblaster shot at those Night Goblins. So I lost quite a few of the Night Goblins, but they passed their panic because the Great Keith's within 18 inches. So the Hellblaster shot down here, removed a bunch of Night Goblins, and then we did remove quite a few of the veteran state troops. The Great Keith there, this is the Doom Diver got blown up by his cannon. The Great Keith's going to eat those knights eventually, and then he's going to go after the war machines. And then on the left flank, my Hoppers got into his Wizard. He didn't expect that because you can't flee from the Hoppers. So he's only played a handful of games. He doesn't know about compulsory movement and fanatics and things like that. But the only way to learn is to face them, I guess. And his Handgunners are trying to whittle a few things down there. So his Wizard actually hangs on for a couple of turns and beats up a couple of the Hoppers. And then we got the big clash in the middle. So my Night Goblins are fighting bravely. I'm trying to get the Black Orcs over to help out. And his Great Swords are about to come in, and the Night Goblins will learn all about Great Swords. But that's the hill. I think I'm scoring the hill because I've got most the numbers on the hill. Unfortunately, his Great Swords can't score. And then you can see the Great Keith has killed most of the knights, and he's gone up there and eaten the war machines. And I'm just trying to get someone over to help in the middle. So the Night Goblins are doing pretty well. I'm trying to get the Black Orcs here. The Black Orcs are going to try and come over here and face the Great Swords. It's a bit slow. It's a bit of a slow process moving 4 inches. I wish they were drilled, Black Orcs. They'd be probably a bit better then, but they're stubborn. I paid for stubborn. And as you can see, the Empire has taken the hill. I think he's just got enough of the veteran state troops to keep scoring. So he's getting a little bit ahead in the scoring, but the Night Goblins are getting pushed back. And the Great Swords are going to beat up those Night Goblins. And he's got the Hammer Hand spell, and he's got his Hammer Hand just kept going off and doing quite a bit of damage as well. Kept him in the game there. But there's the Night Goblins. That's the end of the Night Goblins. Another 3 down there, and they're going to actually, I think they break, and I need like a double one to rally them later on. So they fought bravely. I had to go for it on the hill. Unfortunately, my Black Orcs can't score, so they were kind of useless in this game, like his Great Swords. But I think version 2 of the pack will allow infantry that's not core to score. So, I mean, High Elves, yeah, you've got Phoenix Guard and White Lions and Sword Masters, they wouldn't be able to score. So I think I reformed my Orcs here into a combat block. And I've got Evil Sun shining off on them, so they're going to go into combat mode because I put bows on them, made them only size 20 units, and I probably would have been better off just sticking to my 30 and going into combat with them because the light armor and shield and parry gives them toughness 4 with a 4-up save. And here his Great Swords are going to decline to go into my Black Orcs, and they're going to go after the boys with my Shaman in there. So the Great Swords go into the Orcs, and the Orcs do pretty well. That 4-up parry save. There's my shaman in there. I was a bit worried about him getting chopped up by great swords, but he is running out of great swords, and I think that's pretty much the only unit he's got left. But he's fighting on bravely, and they go in here, and there's my shaman. I was worried his general was going to go after the shaman, but he probably should have. He probably should have swung at the shaman with his ogre blade on his general. So that's what you should do if you got the opportunity. And then, but he did flail about the unit, and I rolled a double 6 for, he got a couple of hits with the ogre blade, and I rolled a couple of 6s there. So that really turned the combat around, and they passed their test, and they fell back in good order because we didn't quite outnumber them 2-1. And so his great swords fell back up onto the hill, which they couldn't score. And that was pretty much the end of the game. Yeah, he's ogre blade guy on foot. He did okay, but he's just run out of support, and everything else has died. But we did play on. He fought on bravely. They fell back through his BSB and his wizard up there, so they got to safety. And the hoppers have gone over and cleaned up his handgunners, and that's pretty much it. The last stand of the great swords on the hill. If only he could score the hill with the great swords, he would have been doing a lot better. There we are, the last stand of the great swords in the centre, surrounded by orcs. And the black orcs did get into them, and in the end, the Great Keith couldn't even finish off one of the wizards. One of the wizards ended up with 1 wound left, so he's eaten some war machines, some knights, and couldn't finish off the wizard. And in the end, we did the final round combat, and the great swords survived. They survived the game, even surrounded by hoppers. I think they killed my hoppers and stuff. Here's a couple of pictures from some of the other games. That's the orcs from round 1 fighting Empire, and some nicely painted armies and nice tables. There's a war wagon there, and an very old steam tank. And another game which was Tomb Kings, which had Cetra and a Bone Giant and so on, against, what is it, Lizardman. Looks like Lizardman. Yeah. Oh, no, this is the Lizardman one. Lizardman versus Empire. Anyway, it was a good day, another great day of gaming, and round 3 I was soundly beaten by an unpainted demon army, so you won't see that on the channel, but best that we don't talk about it, but it was a bit of a disaster. Lots of miscasts and double 6s and stuff. So, but anyway, we had 2 wins and a loss, very heavy loss in round 3. But it was a good day, and I'm looking forward to another comp using this comp system, which was good fun. Made you take some different units, and you knew that you weren't going to be facing the normal spam and stuff like that, double dragons or, the usual stuff that you don't really enjoy playing. So a couple of enjoyable games under a different comp system. All right, well, that's it, viewers. Reminiscing about my old Empire army again. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Well, that was different. Yep, lousy, but different.